idols, it's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can see, I am no longer in my room in the States. I just got to Hong Kong yesterday morning, and I will be here for 1 month until I'm onward to Japan for a week. And I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna go to Korea in April or just go back to London. Anyway, we are here today to talk about something that is pretty troubling. There's been a lot of online chatter about this, a lot of theories, a ton of speculation, accusations of racism, mistreatment, targeted hate, mean girl bullying, everything you can think of. We're talking about Katseye. For those who don't know, Katseye is a global girl group that's been dominating music and pop culture since their debut in 2024. Rapid growth in fame and popularity is a lot of pressure. They made waves with the concept of being a foreign girl group trained in the K-pop trainee method. They were nominated for 2 Grammys. They've been met with nothing but success since their debut. But the reason people are talking about them now is none of these good things we just mentioned. A few days ago, Manon announced an indefinite hiatus from the group. This isn't the first time she's taken breaks from promotions, performances, group activities. This is, however, the first time an indefinite hiatus has been announced regarding her. Even on Netflix's Pop Star Academy, there's been accusations of her being lazy or unmotivated or not hardworking. But this time it's different because it's getting messy as certain members' family is getting involved, allegedly. Full stop, by the way, I want to emphasize how important mental health is. If you need to take a break, take a damn break. We need to prioritize it and we need to talk about it. However, part of me also feels like if you're someone that needs a lot of time off for your mental health and your well-being, then maybe a change in career would be better for you. And I love Manon, by the way. She's my favorite member. I love seeing Black girls being appreciated for our beauty because time and time again, we are not ever appreciated for how we look. People appreciate Black features, fuller lips, bigger butts, but never the blueprint of where it came from. Anyway, we're not talking about that today. I was very excited to see her as the visual. This isn't the first time we talked about Manon on my channel. Last summer, there was so much speculation about her being bullied by the other members, the company mistreating her, her being on her way out, dwindling down activities, and then not even a full year later, she's on an indefinite hiatus, so I guess some of those speculations were accurate. But yeah, people all over the world, including people in Korea, have marveled at her beauty. And not to say she's not talented. Obviously she's talented. She made the cut, she trained, she made the cut. That's just a bonus, her adorable face. People appreciating her with her braids and her curly hair. It was groundbreaking. It was like, oh my God, that's so nice to see. It's refreshing. But I do gotta say, it is interesting that the other 5 members don't take nearly as much time off as she does. And you could say it's a cultural thing where she comes from in Switzerland. Maybe they prioritize that while Americans and Koreans don't, because that's where the other nationalities come from. All throughout last year, it became pretty normal to see 5 members of Katseye performing. And the one missing was Manon. There was an update on Weverse February 20th or February 21st, depending on where you are on the planet. And it said this: after open and thoughtful conversation together, we are sharing that Manon will be taking a temporary hiatus from group activities to focus on her health and well-being. Katseye remains committed to showing up for one another and for the fans who mean everything to us. The group will continue scheduled activities during this time, and we look forward to being together again when the time is right. Now, this announcement makes it seem like she's gonna be gone for a year, at least a year, a little more. Like, you wouldn't announce an indefinite hiatus if she's just gonna be back in the summertime or later in the autumn, winter. I don't know, she might come back in 2027 if she comes back at all. We're gonna talk all about that. So Manon said her own personal message, the following: hi friends, I want you to hear this from me. I'm healthy, I'm okay, and I'm taking care of myself. Thank you for checking in. Sometimes things unfold in ways we don't fully control, but I'm trusting the bigger picture. Thank you for standing by me. I love you endlessly and can't wait to see you again. I don't know about y'all, but when she says things happen that aren't in her control, that kind of makes me feel like this hiatus wasn't her idea or her decision. It feels like it was made for her, or at least it sounds that way to me. And let me tell you, Hybe loves surprising us with stuff. And I know it's not just Hybe, because this is Hybe x Gaffin, but Hybe. It's not uncommon to see one girl in a girl group suddenly be kind of isolated, their activities dwindled, and then they just disappear. Danielle in New Jeans, Gadam in Le Seraphim, Manon from Katseye. And I know the Gadam thing was like a bully scandal, but not all accusations mean it actually happened. We saw that with Namju Hyuk. He was accused of bullying, and those allegations were later proven false. And with Gadam, they put her on hiatus for a little bit, and then a few months later, she was kicked out of the group. And the reason I found that controversial is because there were classmates and witnesses who said she was standing up for people who were being bullied and victimized, like she was bullying the bully, but nonetheless, they kicked her out of the group. Maybe they just prefer odd numbered girl groups. But we have seen that temporary hiatuses can lead to permanent termination of your contract. under hype. Anyway, like I said, it's a lot of pressure when you're under a rapidly growing, successful girl group. There's a lot of attention, a lot of conversation, a lot of judgment. Last year in like November, they were talking about all the death threats they've received. Like, who has the, like, what are you doing with your life when you are sending death threats to a girl group for making music? You really have nothing better to do with your life. I remember people were threatening to call ICE on Laura, even though she's American. Sophie made a statement when they were talking about the pressure and backlash online they've been facing. It's expected for celebrities to have tougher skin because they have to, but it does not mean that what they feel should be dismissed. The negative emotions that come with such fame and scrutiny should be like dismissed, like, well, you signed up for this, because that's not okay either. And I feel like social media just amplifies all the negative side effects or effects of being a famous person. But we need to talk about Daniela's dad, Raphael Avanzini. I may be fucking up that name, I'm sorry. There are accounts across various social media platforms with someone using this name and picture saying some incendiary and audacious statements. He's being accused of yapping away, saying that the group doesn't need Manon and they should go on as 5. For example, the show must go on with or without a member. Katseye is bigger than one girl. Another post that went viral as people were talking about Manon's recent indefinite hiatus, there was a post from Facebook that got shared on Instagram where they were asking, who's the better dancer, Lisa from Blackpink or Danny from Katseye? And this account claiming to be Danny's dad said, quote, if you have to ask, Daniela, much better trained, plus she's also Latina, major advantage against Asian dancers. Her hips are untouchable.
Brother,
First of all, if that is her dad ill, that is an incredibly weird thing to say about your own daughter. Second, dad, shut the f up, like not now. That's negative PR. You're just trying, I don't know if it's like a clout thing, you're trying to be relevant in this conversation. But again, I'm not entirely convinced that this is the dad. These days on social media, you can make any account and claim to be anyone, which is why I've always said, I wish there was some way to verify you are who you say you are when you make an account. Like, I don't think this account on Instagram is verified, for example. I know Danny's not following this account on Instagram. So it could just be anybody pretending. I could start an account and say I'm his dad. Like I said, Danny doesn't even follow this account. I would think you would follow your father if y'all are close, or if that actually is him. Maybe he doesn't have social media. This account was also making some weird incest sort of like comments about Danny, saying like, congrats to who gets to hit this every night. There was a still of Danny and Yoonchae really close face to face, and it said kiss, kiss her. And this led to people looking into her parents more closely because she is Latina. I think her mom is Cuban and her dad's from Venezuela. And people have noticed that her mom, as a Cuban, as a Latina, as a Latina, follows Trump. So that has been met with some other backlash. Like, really now, even with everything going on with ICE and discrimination, and yeah. And because there's been no official condemnation or statement to, hey, that's not my dad or anything like that, people are speculating that it actually is him. So yeah, there's that. When you Google Katseye right now and you're trying to look more into, oh no, Manon's on an indefinite hiatus, you see a lot of chatter and chirping about Danny's dad, allegedly Danny's dad. And while at the time of Manon's announced indefinite hiatus, they put out a statement saying that all the members support her, the company and the label support her, we haven't heard anything from the members individually saying like, we love you, we're here for you, we can't wait for you to come back. So their tight-lippedness and their silence has led to a lot of people thinking this is what they want. They don't want her in the group. Like I said, we talked about this last summer where there was a lot of speculation that her appearances and her activities were gradually dwindling down because they wanted to get us used to only seeing 5 members, to only hearing from 5 members, to only paying to see 5 members. If there's gonna be any sort of backlash to that, like, wait, no, we won't support Katseye unless it's OT6. There's this video that Manon apparently liked.
Why is it that whenever we have a sole black girl in a girl group, she is the victim and the most suffering? This has honestly become a trope in pop culture, especially in music in recent years. The current conversation after news broke last night that Manon will be taking a hiatus from Katseye for her health and well-being. I put out a statement stating that she would take a hiatus and that she'll be coming back when she's recovered. But according to Manon on Reverse, she said that she is physically fine. She is just taking time for herself and that things are beyond her control, which has many people speculating that this hiatus was not her decision. If you've been following Katseye since they started back in 2023 at Popstar Academy, you know that Manon has been subjected to the most abhorrent hate. Recently, in the last couple of weeks, she and Daniela, who are the 2 non-Asian members of the group, have been subjected to unspeakable racism and hate. Specifically, in the case of Manon, her being biracial, she's half Swiss, half Ghanaian. Many people are trying to dictate her black identity and whether or not she is actual representation for young black girls. Imagine you are the only black girl in your group. You have half of the internet berating you, calling you lazy, calling you difficult, saying that you're not giving your equal weight to the group. And then you have the other half of the internet trying to dictate whether or not you are part of the community that you were born into. This is a recurring pattern we've seen for black girls who are the sole black girl in the group. We saw it with Fifth Harmony and Normani. We saw it with Little Mix and Lee. Now we have it with Manon and katseye. If you remember what Normani and Leanne went through during their times in the group and the internet vitriol, it was damn near traumatic for them and for the black girls that were supporting them. I don't know what the future has for Manon. Whatever it has, I will support her 100%, and she will have the backing of so many people. Really has people looking at both the label as well as some of the group members. If you see someone that you claim to care about and is your sister, why aren't you saying or doing anything to stop the hate?
But yeah, there's a lot of renewed speculation that, she does take a lot of breaks for her mental health and her well-being. Maybe it's because she's so mistreated by her company and her members. But when you take into account how often Manon takes breaks for her mental health and her well-being, a lot of people are starting to think maybe this was all for a reason. Maybe it's not like a cultural thing where in Switzerland you take care of yourself. Maybe she's dealing with a lot more hate and a lot more mistreatment than the other members are. I just think we need somebody to shut down these potential troll accounts going on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram saying some weird things about their own daughter as Danny's dad, trying to make it worse. Like literally they just keep saying how Manon doesn't matter, the group will go on as 5, you don't need her, she's not that good. Like, it doesn't help. At a time when she's talking about taking a break, you want to say, well, she sucks anyway. In any case, I don't know how I feel about Manon taking this break. Like I said, if she needs that, absolutely do that. But it does make you wonder, like, why she needs breaks more than the other members. Because there's been a few times where I can think of like Laura missing the Game Boy video. Well, she was in it, but like not dancing with them because she had an injury. I remember when they were on, I think Weekly Idol or something, and midway through I think Megan had to leave, or Danny, one of them had to leave because like they hurt their back. But when you tally up who's absent more often, it's Manon. And the fact that she's talking about I trust the big picture and I have no control, or we don't always control the way things go, I feel like this wasn't her choice to take this break. A statement like that was vague enough to not get her in trouble. I feel like a statement like that was vague enough to not get her in trouble with anybody, but it was also vague enough to lead to fans speculating and coming up with their own theories. A lot of fans are worried about her, and the more I've read on what's going on, I understand why. Like I said, especially since as of making this video, there has been no comment from the other 5 members, "We love you girl, come back soon," or they haven't said anything. Like I said, she's been my favorite from jump. Like as soon as I saw her, I was like, ooh, the girl with the braids, I like her. I'm just worried because an indefinite hiatus sounds like the first step to a permanent termination of your contract. Like they're trying to get us used to seeing katseye move forward as a 5-member girl group. See how the public reacts. Are they still gonna be as popular? Is there gonna be outrage or backlash to a decision like that? So yeah, I would love to know how you guys feel about this bit of news and everything, all the drama revolving around Manon and katseye. There's always been backlash with her. Like even on Popstar Academy, people are like, oh, she was only the 6th member and she didn't give her all in every competition. She took a lot of time off. She doesn't deserve to be here. Other girls wanted more. And then every time we see them perform at 5, where's Manon? Why is she not here again? Like there's always been a lot of judgment towards her. Do you guys think she'll be back better than ever? Do you think this is the end and she's done? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I want to let you guys know to check out my Patreon. If you enjoy foreigner dating and Korea story times like we do on my channel, enjoy those. But if you like an extra bit of spice to that, what happens with, you know, foreign girls and Korean men and the stuff that I can't put on YouTube because it'll get demonetized is too spicy.
Oh, that's actually pretty spicy.
Then check out the link in the description if you want to join. Here's a preview.
While we were out, he told me instead of looking for a place of my own, I should just move in with him and save money. At the time, for some reason, part of me took this as an OMG, he sees this long term and not for the red flag that I see it as now. On this second date, we drank a lot. Admittedly, it clouded my judgment. I also hadn't had sex in like a year at this point, so I figured why not? I let him come to my Airbnb. We didn't waste any time, I won't lie. I had condoms, drinks, food, even some oil. I do give pretty good massages. I started with offering him one, but he hit me with the Uno reverse card and he gave me one instead. His hands were strong and I so appreciated that. He started on my shoulders, but I said I wanted to lay down and he started working his way down my back. The lower he got, the more ... you know. He was straddling me and pressing into my back and I felt a few moans escape. While he was behind me, he started kissing my neck and that made me arch my back.
Thank you so much to all my patrons. Thank you so much to all my channel members. Thank you to everyone who sits here and watches these videos every week. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!